So, firstly, welcome to the team. If you're joining this call, you've recently joined our team, which is amazing. So, as well as your sponsor who's brought you in, you can ask me questions at any time, and you've got Hayley as well in the team. You can ask either of us anything. So before we start, there's a few things that you should have already done, and if not, take it as a note to go away and do. So by now, you should have accessed your online office. When you join up to the business, you get your own online virtual office. So you should be able to go into there and have a look around. There's lots and lots of information on all of the products. There's a marketing plan in there, lots of presentations. Go in and familiarise yourself with what's what. That's one of the first things I would say to do. The second thing is to place your own order. If you're not using the product already, or if you were a customer but perhaps you weren't using all of the products, try and use as many of the products as you possibly can. Now, some people join this business and you might not be able to afford all of the products at the beginning. That's okay. Do what you can, but then think about it as an investment. So when you start earning from this, reinvest some of that money into your business. You need to be a walk-in product of the product. So that's why we say to place your own order and order as much as you possibly can so that you can be the best product of the product. And with that as well comes with understanding our customer plan. So a little job I would say, before even you've joined this call or before you've done anything, take a look at our customer plan, read it and speak to your upline or speak to me with any questions you may have. Because ultimately that is what your customers are going to be following. So you need to really be following that yourself. Also, I would say one thing we should do before we begin is to, draft your prospect list. And by that, I just mean, everyone that you know, friends, family, friends of friends, Facebook friends, Instagram friends, friends in your phone book, people you don't see or speak to anymore. Get them all down, get them all out of here and get them all on a piece of paper, or if you're like me, you'll have a whole pad. And just put a little P next to the people that you think you might be able to help with these products. Never think, who can I sell to? Always think, who can I help? So who can I help with these products? It might be somebody that needs to lose a bit of weight or needs to gain some weight. It might be someone that's got a skin condition that this might be able to help with. Just think about those people, write them all down. And likewise the business as well. So I put a little B next to people for the business opportunities. So someone that might need some extra money, someone that might need some more time freedom, or someone that just wants to get out there and travel and make friends, and be part of this team. Oh, it's better. Hello, I can see you. So do those things first of all. So log into your office, place your own order, follow the customer plan, which is looking at some of my notes, and start drafting your list of people. In the meantime as well, you should have also been added into my team page, my team admin page, and Hayley's team admin page. Make sure you look at the pinned post. There's a video in there that's really, got some really good information in there. So make sure you watch that. And your sponsor should have, if you're in my team, your sponsor should have sent you an email with lots of different links on, links to videos, the office phone number, the link where you sign a team member up, all of these things in one email, just so you can save them for your records. And if not, let me know and I can always send it to you. So that's before you even start. So now what else is there? Keep it simple, there's lots of different groups, there's lots of chats, there is a lot going on. And if you're like me, when I started, I wasn't, massively big on social media, but I grew to love it. So it was a little bit, first of all, I thought, why have I been added to all these groups? Keep it really simple. We get paid to do 3 things. The first thing is to find customers. The second thing is to find team members. And the last thing is to teach people how to do numbers 1 and 2. That's it. So customers, team members, and teaching people. That's all we have to do, and we will get paid. And remember, we get paid because we love the product. We don't love the product because we get paid, if that makes sense. You know, to get far in this business, you really need to be a lover of the product, which you absolutely will be once you start using them. So, first thing I would say before we jump into business structure or anything like that is to focus on you first and foremost. So what do you want from this business? What would put a smile on your face in the next, say, 60 days? You know, how much would you like to have earned, or what would you like to have achieved? You know, you might be, for example, I thought to myself, I would really love to earn an extra £300 a month from this business. So that was my goal. That's what I wanted. And then what I would then say to do is to think about your life at the moment. How can you fit this business in? So how many hours a day or a week do you think you could spend building this business? It might only be 15, 20 minutes a day. I don't know how busy you are, but it could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. Think about the amount of time you've got, or the amount of time you can make, versus the amount of money, or, you know, the time that you would like to gain from this business. So for me, I wanted £300 a month, and I decided to allocate an extra hour in the morning before my daughter was even up. A couple of hours in the evening, I stopped washing soaps and stuff, and I just dedicated that time to my business. I worked full time as well, so I didn't have any time during the day, or so I thought. I then realised that I was actually spending more than 2 hours a day on a train, so therefore I gained an extra 2 hours. So straight away I had like 5 hours a day that I'd never realised I had before. So have a think about you, what time you've got and what you want to get out of this. And then I would always say, speak to your upline or speak to me and come up with some goals around that. It's very different if you're somebody that wants to earn £10,000 a month, or somebody that wants to just earn their £50 back in the first month. So it's very different levels of activity that you're going to be working with. Have a think about that. I would also say to create a vision board. Doesn't have to be, you know, expensive glossy pictures or anything like that. It can just be you scribbling things down on a piece of paper that you want, or it can be as fancy as you like. It really helps me, you know, to put on my screensavers. I've got vision board of the things that I want to remind me when I get up in the morning, you know, these are the things that I'm going to achieve from getting up an hour early or going to bed an hour later. This is what I want. That really helps me. So also I would say as well to have a think about your story. You hear that a lot in this business. Now, you know, you might not have seen or felt success with the product or the business at the moment, but you should still have a story. And I would break it up into 3 parts. So you might say, okay, so this is me before Juice Plus. This is how I found Juice Plus, whether it was through a friend, somebody on social media, however it was. And actually, this is how I'm feeling about it now. You might not have lost 6 stone. You might not have, you know, come off of antidepressants and off of your benefits. It might not be as amazing story as that. You might just be really excited about this business and the product and share that. But you need to think about you and why you're doing it, because it's really important. So that's the first thing I would say, focus on you. The second thing, you're going to hear a lot in this business, we talk about a DMO, or a daily method of operation. So a daily method of operation is basically just a list of jobs that you're going to commit to doing every single day. Now, the beauty of this job is that you have no boss. So no one's going to stand over you and say, Mary, have you done your DMO? Have you done this? Have you done that? No one's going to do that. It is up to you to do it, and to set yourself, you know, jobs, if you like, to do that day and things you're going to do every single day. So I would say, you know, high level, what you want to achieve from writing a DMO or from having a consistent job list is you need to be sharing your story and, you know, what you're doing with the product, why you're excited about the business. You need to be sharing that on social media every single day, okay? And you also need to be sharing it with your friends and your family. You know, we're all human. We're all, you know, we might not stick to the plan 100% every single day, but it's really important when you start that your friends and your family see that you are taking this seriously. So for me, you know, I've always, you know, I've before Juice Plus, I would always, you know, just eat food quickly. I tried to be healthy, but my idea of healthy was just salads. Like, I didn't really know much beyond that. So when I would go to an Indian, for example, with friends or family, and suddenly order a chicken shashlik with rice instead of like a big masala and naan bread and all of that, you know, people started to see, oh, actually, I'm taking it seriously. You know, so leaving the pita bread if you're having that shish kebab in the meze, all those little things your friends and family will pick up on. So the more committed you are to it, that's going to show, and they're going to, you know, people are just going to watch you. So that really, really helps. You should also be aiming to speak or reconnect with as many people as possible. So that's why it's important to go back to your list that you've written. You know, I add to my list every single day without fail. I meet new people, I write them on my list. It's not necessarily all about who I can, you know, who I can even help with, like I said earlier. It's about connecting and making those relationships with those people. Because the bottom line is people are going to buy from you. They're not going to wake up one day and think, I know, I'm going to go and buy some Juice Plus. They're going to wake up and think, oh, that Becky's done really well with Juice Plus, so I think I'm going to speak to her today. And the reason they're going to think that is because they're going to trust you and they're going to see you doing it. Okay, so building relationships is so important. So some tips. I mean, social media is really important, but it's not everything in our business. So you should absolutely treat social media as your shop window, especially Facebook. So when you've got your profile picture, don't have, you know, Lucy Juice Plus Wright in your name, because it's just spamming Juice Plus. It's not what we're about. You know, it should be just you, your profile picture. Not you and 10 of your friends, because if you're adding new people to your social media, people need to see who they're accepting. So I'd say it's quite important to just have you. Your background picture should be something, you know, quite fun, quite inspiring. I don't know if that's you and your friends, you and your family, or just like a really nice picture of a beach or traveling, or anything that you find inspiring in the background. I think that's like a really good profile thing to have. Fill out your bio as much as possible. There's nothing worse when somebody adds you on Facebook and you go and look who they are and you don't know anything about them, where they're from, where they work. You know, fill out as much information as you can, you know, and just make it as accurate and as inspiring, if you like, as you can. Like I've said before, that I still work full time, so I've got that in my profile as well. You know, I want people to see the real, like, who is Lucy Wright? I'm not just, you know, I'm not just part of the Healthbabes or just a girl. I'm not, you know, I've also worked full time. You get the full package. When you look on my Facebook, you can see exactly who I am. I would say as well, when you're posting, always be positive. Like, even without Juice Plus, nobody likes a neghead on social media. How many times do you look at your phone and you see someone, that same girl is moaning that the trains were late again? Like, you're just going to hit unfollow. Like, it's miserable. So just try and be really positive. If you haven't got something nice to say, don't say anything at all, or just go in the team page and just have a rant. But I just think that social media is not the place for it. So being consistent as well. If you decide that you're going to, you know, post 3 times a day to start, or 10 times a day to start, try and keep that consistent. There's no point in posting 10 times on a Thursday and then disappearing and going out all weekend and just having the whole weekend off and then coming back on Monday. You need to be consistent, because if a customer's going to buy from you, they're going to want your support every single day, potentially. So you need to show them that you're there, you're available, and you're ready to go. Yeah. So also make your lifestyle attractive on Facebook and social media. Now, if you've just joined this business and you might be thinking, well, I don't feel that inspiring at the minute, you know, like, I've joined this business to make my life inspiring. It can be anything, like if you're taking the kids to the park and you've processed an order, for example, whilst you're at the park and the kids are off playing with their friends, take a picture of the park and post it to tell people. Because believe it or not, if you're sat in an office like I am and you're posting that, that is inspiring. Like, people want to get out and do those things, you know. People want more time with their family. If you're doing it, tell people about it. By inspiring as well, it doesn't necessarily need to mean what you're doing right now. It could mean what you inspire to be, you know, what your future looks like. So share your dreams on Facebook. Share it with people. The more you share stuff, the more people will follow you. They just watch what you're doing and they will, you know, possibly become your team members in the future. So yeah, using social media to share your day-to-day activities. Like, a lot of people use Facebook as a diary. You know, so I think I came out of a speed awareness course earlier on, and I was a little bit negative. Well, I wasn't negative, but I wasn't looking forward to it. So when I come out, I actually learned a lot. So I wrote that on Facebook. But you know, there's a big difference between driving 32 miles an hour and 30 miles an hour. It's a big eye opener. Little things like that doesn't always have to be about the business or the product, but just engage with people. So important. So what else could you be doing other than social media? I always, every day, I always do some sort of self-development. Now, if you've just started, you might be wondering what on earth I'm talking about. So I'm, you know, a busy mum, I'm working as well. So for me, to sit down and read a book, I don't always have the time. So what I do a lot of the time, if I'm in the car, I listen to YouTube videos. YouTube's a bit like a university to me. I'm always listening to other people's Zoom calls, or Eric Worre, or, you know, really big network marketing leaders. You get loads and loads of tips from them as well. So I think it's important to work on you every single day as well. It's also really important every day to look in your Juice Plus office, because when you start getting customers, you're going to process their orders, and after the 4 months, which I'll come on to in a minute, but after the 4 month supply, you are going to get an alert in your office to say 10 days before, this customer order is due to be shipped on the 1st of July. If you're not in your office and you don't see that, you might not know to remind your customer. If your customer doesn't want any more products, they're going to get it reshipped, and it's not fair. It's not looking after your customer. So when, you know, you start, I would just encourage you to go into your office every morning. I do it. It was one of my jobs to do before I'm up. Just check in your office, look under customers, customer alert, and then you can make sure your customers are happy. Also, have a little look at what other people are doing. So successful people in this business, you know, they leave clues. They're doing things well. They're doing things for a reason. But the one thing successful people do in this business is they be themselves. So if you look and you think, oh, Lucy's doing well, I'm going to have a look at her post. That's great. Get some ideas. Don't copy and paste, because it just looks like we're all robots, which we're not. Get an idea from me, get an idea from somebody else, and then make it your own. You know, if you're really into something, I might not be really into, so I wouldn't post about that, you know. So make your post relevant for you, because that's the kind of person that you're going to then attract. Does that make sense? Hope so. Or no? Yeah? Okay. So, a couple of things I would say as well. So if somebody asks about the product, I normally try my best to understand exactly what they want from this, what they are looking to achieve. It's not, for me, it's never been about what can I sell to this person. I want to make sure they get the right plan and the right package for them. So say, for example, if somebody says that they want to lose some weight, I would always ask, how much are you looking to lose, straight away? Because if it's only £3, you know, as much as the bigger packages are amazing for health, they might have a small budget, so you need to work with that. I would also ask if they skip meals. Believe it or not, people find it difficult to lose weight if they're skipping meals. So then straight away you'll think, okay, well, the shakes would be really good for you. I would also ask if people are prone to snacking. if people are prone to snacking, the boosters are going to be really good because they will fill you up for longer, as you know. So I would ask lots of questions about them and also their family's health, and their family's diet at the moment. I'll come onto the product properly in a minute, but you know, this company is amazing for recognising children's health as well from a young age. So if they like me, that you know, not very healthy before they started this, then the child's health study is something that you can recommend. So it's important to ask questions and really get inside that person's head. You know, how much do they want to spend? You know, do they realise that all of our plans run for 4 monthly payments or one big one-off payment? That isn't the cost of the plan per month. It's actually a breakdown of the instalment. So say a plan was £100, for example, you might be able to pay 4 payments of £25, to say for argument's sake. So does the customer know that? What's their monthly budget? Really get inside their heads, yeah, rather than making it about what you want to sell. It's what they want, what they need, rather. Okay, so also as well, I normally talk to customers about the breakdown of the daily costs as well, because I just think for me, when I started using the premium capsules and the shakes, and I thought the price first of all, I sort of scrimped a bit to pay for that. But then what I thought was, look, I go to work every day, I must spend £3 to £4 a day on a coffee, you know, a big Starbucks, no offence to Starbucks, but a big, you know, takeaway coffee with like hazelnut syrup or something like that was no good for me in. I would think nothing of spending between £3 and £4 a day on that. When actually my plan, where I've got 2 meals a day and 30 fruit and veg in me every single day, that was less than my coffee. So I stopped having my coffee and I had the money for the plan. So if people are, you know, not sure about the cost or anything, find out what they're spending money on. You know, do they spend money on fizzy drinks, takeaway, stuff like that? Is there something they can sacrifice to have this plan? Because that's how I think when I speak to people. Okay, so how do you earn in this business? So your first position in this business when you start is a DLR. So when you go into your office, you will say welcome DLR with your name, and that stands for dealer. So I like to think of it as a fruit and veg dealer and nothing else. So you start off as a dealer. You basically, for your first 60 days in the business, you earn 10% retail sales commission on every order that you bring into the business. Now, your first goal in month 1, you get 1 calendar month to do this, unless you join on the 25th of the month or after, and then you get that extra time. So you get, say, from the 25th of June right up to the end of July to earn your, promotion points. So your first position you want to be going for is called a DD, which is the direct dealer. And to reach that, you need 825 points, which sounds like a lot, but once you process your own orders, you probably will be halfway there already, if not all of the way there. So once you've reached that position, your second position is going to be SDD, and that is a senior direct distributor. And when you go to SDD, the company actually recognise you as, they start to look at you as qualifying your business. When you reach that position, then I can go through things with you, or your upline will, but there's certain other steps we need to take to be qualifying your business. And you'll also go up to 17% commission, and you will get a £300 bonus. Now, that £300 is broken down into 2 payments. The first month when you hit it, you're going to get a £100 bonus on top of your commission. And the second month you hit it, you're going to get a £200 bonus on top of your commission. So it's pretty good. Now, you can hit that position in 2 ways. You can either put through, which lots of people do, you can put through enough orders for customers to get 3,250 points. Or you can do it another way. You can do it by introducing friends and people you know or people you don't know, people to the business opportunity under you. And they can work with you, and every customer that they put through, up to 30% of what the position you're going for, so 30% of 3,250, you can use their points to go towards your promotion. So there's other videos and things that I've done that explains that in a little bit more detail. And one of the things that I would ask you to go away and do after this call is to go into the team chat or get your sponsor to send you the pictures, you know, because there's actually summaries of the bonus positions and or everything you can hit. It's also in your office as well. So save that to your phone, but just think month 1, let's reach DD. Month 2, month 3, you know, let's be aiming for SDD. Always aim for that in month 1 anyway. It took me 3 months to get there. Some people it takes 1 month to get there. You know, but you will get there if you keep doing all of these things. So have a little bit about branding. So the reason you would have seen by now that we use a couple of brands. We're all under the same umbrella, the same team. So we use the JustaGirl brand to talk when we're talking about the business, and that basically comes from our original brand, the Healthbabes project. Okay, so Hayley started off the Healthbabes project in 2014, I believe. I'm a big believer in if something's working, stick with it. Don't try and fix it if it's not broken. Brands work much better in huge volumes, massive volumes. There's no point in me having my own brand just by myself. You know, we need to, you know, as I say, brands do work better in volumes. They create awareness, and more people are intrigued by them. So when I joined the team, I stuck with the Healthbabes branding, but something just in my head, I just didn't really think that there was a big business opportunity. When you say Healthbabes, you think about the products, don't you, and the plans and the customers. So that's where we created JustaGirl. It's basically just another arm to it. So when I talk about the business, I would refer to like JustaGirl, because every single person in this team, apart from a couple, we do now have a couple of guys in the team, but we'd never had them before when we were creating these brands. But most of the people in our team, you know, it doesn't matter if you're 65 or 18, you know, we're all just girls at heart, trying to do better, or, you know, not settling for something or wanting more from life, all just normal girls. So that's where the bit about where the brands come from. Now, for me, rather than going onto Facebook and saying, oh, you know, Juice Plus, Juice Plus, Juice Plus, I don't want to spam people with Juice Plus. So that's why I use the branding a lot. You know, we've got logos and stuff we can send you if you want to put them on your pictures. That's absolutely fine to do that. But one thing I would say after this call, or, you know, take it as an action, is have a look on the website just to understand a little bit more about the brands and where they come from, which is www.justagirl.online, or it takes you to the same page, but www.healthbabes.co.uk. All makes sense, hopefully. I just want to talk to you a little bit about events and training, because there is a lot going on. As our team is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, there always seems to be that there are Zoom calls or there are events. The bottom line is get to what you can and do what you can. No one's ever had to say to me, Luce, can you get on that Zoom call? Luce, can you get to that event? Because if I can get there and I can get on that call, I will do it. If you don't do it, it's only going to affect your business. It's not going to affect anybody else's. But I would say try and get yourself to an event in person in your first month of joining, if you can. You know, you haven't got a boss, you don't have to, but you will meet like-minded people, you know, that are trying to do this business, that are trying to help other people, and you will be inspired by it. I went to an event in my first month on my own. I practically cried all the way there because I'd left work late. I didn't want to leave Olivia for the night and I felt guilty. But I came out of the room, I studied on the train all the way home. I was absolutely buzzing, really excited. I came back and I booked my ticket to our first big convention. And I went there and that's when my business took off. So I swear by events. I think they are amazing. So I would say to try and get to one in your first month at least. If you're not sure where they are, where to find them, ask your sponsor or ask me. You know, I'll find an event for you to get to. But usually I try and get to at least one opportunity event every month, probably more, and at least one Zoom call week. But again, you know, you do what you can. One thing I would say, a massive, massive action, if you write nothing else down from this call, try it when you first join the business, speak to your sponsor or speak to me, you know, about hosting an in-home event. It doesn't have to be in your home. I say in-home event. You know, we could all go to a coffee shop or something and just meet a few people, talk about the products and the business. If you have an in-home event or a local event where you just get friends and family together, everyone's going to be able to understand a little bit about why you're on your phone so much. And they're going to understand a little bit about why you're loving these products. You know, what do they taste like? Let's let them try these products. And actually, let's have some fun with it. You know, you can get some Prosecco round, you know, have a, I don't know, shake and champagne night, some people do. Could be an afternoon tea, could be anything you want. But that's something that I would recommend that you think about doing. And also it gets, you know, if you can do it online as well if you're too far away. You know, I've done this before with some of our team in Liverpool, Manchester and Birmingham. Just do a little online event like this, do a Zoom opportunity call. Don't be daunted, you know, you haven't got to do all the talking. I can do it, your upline can do it. We're all here to help each other. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the product, if that's all right. Okay, so I mentioned before that most of our products, most of the plans run for, it depends on how you use them, but they're designed really so that, you know, the first 2 weeks would be your clean eating detox as per the customer plan, depending what your goals are, of course. But they always run up to 16 weeks. You know, if you're having 2 shakes a day, they're going to, you know, every single day, they're not going to last as long. But all of this information is in the customer plan, so that's why it's so important to read it and take notes first of all. There's no dairy, no wheat, no gluten in our plan. So that's something that, you know, we should be aware of because lots of people have allergies. So we have lots of different products. So some of our products, the shakes, the bars and the soups, they can all be used to replace meals or to add meals on. So lots of people use these if they're trying to either lose weight or gain weight. And there's many, many other reasons as well. So the shakes can be used as a pre or a post-workout shake. They're high in protein, and the protein is actually plant-based protein. So it's a really, really good source of protein. So lots of people that use, I don't know, like whey protein, stuff like that, lots of people come over and use juice because they're athletes, you know, working out a lot, gym buddies, you know, all of these kind of people that work out a lot get really good results from our products from the plant-based protein. So it's important to know that. In one shake, there are 17 varieties of fruit and vegetables in one shake, real fruit and veg. So when the shakes are made and they're dried out, the fructose is actually left in from the shake, from the fruit. So you get all of that natural fructose. So they're also low GI, which means they're really good for anyone, you know, that's watching their sugar levels. So if you know someone that's diabetic, for example, they may be interested. Lots of people use the shake. Once they're opened as well, a tip is to leave them in the fridge. Even though they're dried, they are still real fruit and vegetables, so it's best to keep them refrigerated. Now, as a team, we recommend that our customers use non-dairy milk. to mix the shakes, and details of how to make them and stuff is in the plan. The reason we say non-dairy milk is because lots of allergies can be linked to dairy. Some people choose to still use dairy, or some people choose to use water. That's absolutely fine, but as long as we're doing our job and saying this is why we recommend that. They come in 2 flavours, chocolate and vanilla, which you probably know. And the reason they only come in 2 flavours is because they are the only natural flavouring found. And from those, you can actually make any other flavour, pretty much. So, for example, I would add strawberries to my vanilla shake, or maybe a banana to my chocolate shake. You can mix them up with any foods that are on the plan, so spinach, stuff like that, anything you want. We also recommend that, we should be telling customers to use a full scoop, so like level to the top, and that measures 35 grams. Now, the reason we say that is because anything below that, we're basically telling them that they don't need the nutrients, they don't need the antioxidants, so by saying to them, have half a scoop, you'll lose weight quicker, that may be the case, but that's like telling someone not to eat. We need to be telling people to absolutely have a full scoop level to the top, okay, and that's going to keep them fuller as well. Okay, so the bars come in chocolate and fruit flavour. They're really high in fibre, and you actually get 60 bars to an order, which sounds like quite a lot, but you can break the bars up. You can break them up into half, and then half of a bar can be used as a snack. So if you're busy, you're on the go, a chocolate bar or a fruit bar in your bag, you've got 2 snacks sorted if need be. Yeah, and the soups come in vegetable flavour at the moment. So again, you get 60 per order. But lots of the time, I love the soups. I actually use them. I use them as a meal, but really I like using them as a sauce. If you're having like chicken, rice, or something like that on plan. So I use them like that, and I also give them to customers to try quite a lot, and then they might order them a bit later, add them onto their plan. So yeah, we can either replace meals with the shakes for like weight loss or weight maintenance, or you can add them on top of the meals to gain weight. You can use them slightly differently, which, every customer is different, so we'll have those conversations as we go. Now the boosters are purely for weight loss, and they work by breaking down fats in your gut. So you mix the booster half an hour before a meal. It tells you all you need to know in the plan. And once you've had that booster, it will mix like a really soft jelly in your stomach, and then it just come out as normal. But that actually reduces your calorie intake from your meal by up to 25%. And they're really, really good for energy as well, which, for me, I used to have about 2 cans of Red Bull a day before Justa to get me through work. I'm not joking. And these boosters, they're completely natural caffeine. They do give you an energy burst, but it's completely natural, so much better for me than all of that sugar from the Red Bull. You get 90 sachets per order. So unlike the other plans, you are paying a price for 90 sachets. So if you have 1 a day, they're going to last you 90 days. If you have 3 a day, they're going to last you 30 days. Does that make sense? But they're designed as like an add-on to a plan, usually. So the capsules as well. The capsules are our absolute golden boys in the business. They come in fruits and vegetables, which you can buy together. They also come in berries. So the berries are really, really, really good for like your hair, skin, nails, and berries really do aid your digestion as well. Now the fruit and veg, they're really, really good for energy, your general health, well-being, your immune system, and combined, they call them the premium capsules. So you have the fruit, the veg, and the berries. That's your premium capsules. Now we have got 37 now gold standard studies on the premium capsules. Now to have a gold standard study, it needs to be, your product would need to be tested by, scientists, by doctors, and it can take years. We have 37 of them. So the product, to me, is bulletproof. It speaks for itself. So, you need to be using these capsules, you need to be feeding them for a long period of time, to really feel those benefits, not just your hair, your skin, your nails, but for me, like stress, massively noticed a difference since I was using them, massively. And when you take all 3 of them every single day, it's the equivalent of 30 fruit and veg in your system. Now, unlike the shakes, all of the natural sugars are completely stripped out. So all you've got is the antioxidants and the nutrients from those fruit and veg. Where on earth can you get that from for £2 a day? Do you see what I mean? When you break it down by the daily price. And I mentioned it a little bit earlier on about the child's health study. Now, Juice Plus recognised that, children need to be healthy from a young age and to have the best chance at maintaining that. So what they do, they actually give away with every adult that buys either the fruit and veg capsules or the premium capsules, they give out the children's chewables for free, which is amazing. You can buy them separately as well, but they give them to you for free. And all they ask is that instead of buying them for 4 months, you actually buy them for 12 months. And then what you do is you actually participate in a really short study, just talking about, your child's health, has your child been off sick from school, questions like that. But we get some really good results from this, and it's such a good insight into health, especially for under 21-year-olds. So it's really, really good. I should also mention that the capsules are bioavailable, which I didn't know what that meant when I first started. But basically, if a product is bioavailable, it goes straight into your blood system. So 98% of the goodness in our capsules, those little capsules, are absorbed straight into your blood system when you take them. So nothing's wasted. So to give you an example, has anyone on the call, have you ever had a Berocca? Everyone's too busy writing. So, yeah. So basically, a Berocca is like a little tablet that's meant to make you feel really good. It's meant to make you feel, I think it's to like get rid of your hangovers and just flush through your system, giving you a bit of an energy boost. So basically, when you have a Berocca, in the nicest possible way, your wee can be a little bit orange, shall we say. And that's because that tablet isn't bioavailable. So the orange tablet you eat, you put it in your system, it flushes through you. It might make you feel good, but it's short-lived. It flushes through you, so it comes out of you. Our capsules are bioavailable, so it goes straight in and it stays in, doesn't leave. So it's a really, really, really good point to speak to customers about, because lots of customers will say, I'm already taking vitamins, I'm already taking capsules somewhere else. Just say, it's great. If someone's found that and it works for them, I think that's great. I said before, why fix something that isn't broken? But I always say to people, next time you're spending all that money in Holland & Barrett, or I shouldn't really be talking about other shops, or, any health store, just check, just ask the person who sells them to you, are they bioavailable? Because most people won't know what that means, and most of the time they will not be bioavailable. So they'll be spending out all this money on vitamins, but actually not getting all of the goodness inside them. Ours are all bioavailable. And also Juice grow all of their own fruit and veg, through local farmers. So we pick the fruit at the ripest possible standard. Yeah. So when you think about the journey a banana might take from, when it's fallen on the floor or when it's picked to when it's landed on your plate, they're quite often, what colour are they in the shop? They're like green usually, aren't they? So, well, quite a lot of the time they're green or battered. If they're green, it usually means that they've been picked before they're at their ripest. They should have grown for longer. So then we buy them, they're packaged up, they're shipped over, they're sat in Asda or Tesco. We take them home, then we have to wait a few days for them to get ripe. Juice Plus grow all of their own fruit and veg through local farmers, so they control exactly when that is picked. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't go in the capsule. So you know, that's basically the control that they have over this. One other thing I need to talk to you about is the omega oil. So these are really new, exciting products. These literally launched last month, I think, so May. They're literally amazing. So omegas are known for, you know, our capsules are really, really known for helping vision health, brain health, and heart health. There are lots and lots of other benefits. So personally, so I've been taking them now since April the 3rd, and I've had quite good skin since doing Juice Plus anyway. But I've really, really noticed even more of an improvement. You know, I've recently had a facial, and I'm always told I've got dry areas, and last time I wasn't told that, so it has definitely improved my skin. So that's something that I wasn't expecting that I noticed. I understand that they are also quite a good aid to weight loss, which is not directly what they're for, but some of the omegas in them can help with burning down fat. So, you know, these are our newest products, so you need to be excited about these, like I am, and if I'm not using them, you know, just try some. Yeah, I love them. They're also, the omegas are actually direct from the algae and not the fish. So, you know, we're meant to have oily fish every single week, you know, to get the omegas in our diet and in our bodies. Well, these capsules actually go straight to the source from where the omega comes from. So we cut out the fish. Not saying we don't need the fish, it's still good for you, but it's a really, really good source of omega. So amazing. I'm so excited to get everyone using these. They are launching properly in October, so watch this space. It is really important as well in this business that you, given everything I've said, you know, I've been doing this for 2 years now, so, you know, and I'm still looking at notes. You don't need to be an expert, okay? You just need to know where to go or who to go to if you're not sure, which can be anyone in our team. But one thing I would say is that you kind of need to, you do need to have a really general understanding as to why we do eat clean and focus on, you know, clean eating as opposed to calorie counting. And I've got other videos that you would have seen or can watch back that explains a bit more about that. Now, I'm not a nutritionist. I just know what we've been told by nutritionists, which I would always pass on to you. So have a look at those videos as well. It's really important as well to have a look at some of the studies that we've done, you know, just to familiarise yourself with them, you know, how the capsules can help the immune system and how they can help repair cells and stuff like that alongside eating clean. So it's really, really good to sort of understand that as well, because you will get people that question you, so it's good to have a basic understanding. I've also got other videos and stuff of like the Juice Plus structure, how we're all structured and set up, which I won't go into lots of detail on this call because I've given you enough detail. So I would just say on that, to sum up, I made some notes to take some actions away. So some of the, oh, I can see your cat there. So some of the actions we spoke about. So first of all, you know, look around your office if you haven't already. Order your own products and start following your own plan, your own journey. Work closely with your sponsor to make sure that you are getting the results as your own best customer, okay? Share what you're doing on social media. Sorry, look at Mary. And then share what you're doing on social media and share what you're doing with your friends and your family. Try and host a home event or a shake and champagne night, whatever you want to call it. Try and do that and try and get to an event in your first month. And you know what? Have fun. Sounds really silly, but lots of people join this business and panic and don't know what to do. If you're following the plan and you're sharing that with people, at some point you are going to help somebody. That's what this business is all about. Just have some fun with it. So does anyone want to ask any questions before I close the call? No? Was that helpful? I don't want to see shaking heads. All right, well, thank you. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, Lucy.
Oh, I can hear myself now. All right, thanks, everyone.